How about now? Good. You ready, Kelly? Good evening, everyone. It's a little past 5:30. Sorry, we're a little late. Had some other business beforehand. Uh, First item is approval of the agenda. Need a motion?
Second.
Any changes? All those in favor? Opposed? Number two, minutes of May 14th, 2024 board meeting.
Motion to approve. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Number three, this is the time, place, and date set for a public hearing on budget amendment number 2 for FY 23-24. I need a motion to open the public hearing.
Motion to open hearing. I'll second.
All those in favor? All right, Kelly, any written comments? I do have a few emails here that I gave copies to the other two supervisors, so I'd like to enter those in, Kelly, as well. Oh, wait, not those. That's a different one. Yeah, I was getting ahead of myself. So excited you're all here. Hey, just hold those. I have no written objections. Anyone like to speak on the budget amendments? Pretty substantial increases. County conservation for the campground development, that was $600,000. That is ARPA funds. That was unbudgeted money. By the beginning of this budget, the board put into conservation for the development of the campground. That's just making that, I guess, legal that it's in the budget. Primarily through the general basic and rural basic is salaries, adjustment of salaries. General supplemental, the 1.859, 1,859,000. That is over 90% of that is insurance. Some of that is also IPERS and payroll taxes from said payroll adjustments that wasn't budgeted through last year. The what? And then juvenile detention, again, one that we don't have a lot of say in, but room and board, general transportation, legal services, totaled $160,000 adjustment out of juvenile justice. So a little overview of what all that is entails with this budget amendment. So any questions or comments?
I'll just say that this made me cringe, but on the other hand, when you look at how it all happened, we knew a lot of this was going to happen, and this makes it more of the formal step in the process. Based on that, I'll make the motion to approve the. Oh, okay.
Any other comments?
Do we need to close the hearing? Yep, I'll make a motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution number 26, 2024 budget amendment number 2 for FY 23-24.
And I'll make the motion to approve the budget amendment.
Second.
Any further questions, comments, or discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? All right, 4, public hearing to vacate a county road, Madison Avenue. I need a motion to open the public hearing.
Motion to open hearing.
Second.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We're in. All right, Kelly, any written? And I entered 3 of them that I got via email into the record. Anyone out there like to speak on this issue? Jeff, do you want to start? Yeah, I was going to do that down here as we. So, did you want to start with any explanation or anything?
Sure. So we received a petition close Madison Avenue at Highway 63. We are looking, the proposed is to close from 63, 200 feet northerly along that route. It's before any driveways. It's a section without any driveways in it.
Sorry, could you come up and use a microphone? Just so you know, we haven't had these before like this week, so.
Sorry about that. So we received a petition to close Madison Avenue at Highway 63. The proposed closure is from Highway 63 northwesterly, 200 feet. This section of road does not have any driveways in it.
Anything else to add?
That is all.
So I'll open it up for public comment. I ask you to come up and speak into the microphone. There is a 2-minute time limit. I'm not going to start throwing things at you when you get to 2 minutes, but just kind of get to a point of wrapping comments up around that time. So whoever would like to begin, Christy? And Christy, I did put your email in with that, so
And I'm
it's on
basically
record. Also.
saying the
Okay.
same thing. My name's Christy McDowell. I live at 12478 55th Street, and it's directly across from Madison Avenue. And we aren't just random houses living in Wapello County. This area was a approved subdivision. Our home sits on Baird's second subdivision, Lot 3. There are 15 homes in this subdivision that hit like a quarter of a mile down Madison Avenue. And I'm opposed to closing it because for me and all of us living on 55th, Madison is a safe route home or a good alternative to turn from the highway if the traffic is busy. This intersection, if you haven't traveled it, can cause a person to stop in the middle of a busy highway to turn left. And we have traffic coming up behind us going 55 miles an hour, and we have traffic going north that might be turning on Madison with a car passing them in the slow lane that's undetectable. There's been a fatality at this intersection with several children killed because someone hit them from behind as they waited to turn. Since the petition is where this all began, I prepared my own for those of us on 55th to have a voice. Everyone I talked to expressed their concern about how closing down Madison would impact us in life and death ways, and everyone was opposed. I even had several people who didn't live on 55th asked to sign this because they travel this road and they can see the danger ahead if Madison is closed. So I have 17 homeowner signatures. Can I?
Give those to
Okay.
Kelly. Yep. Thank you. Who'd like to go next?
My name's Ken Phillips. I live at 5707 Madison. My mom and dad built that house out there early 1940s. And I've lived there most of my life. Got one question. Has there been any kind of a traffic study done to see how much traffic actually uses that road?
No. Is there one on there, Jeff?
State did one last year.
Do you have those records?
Get that for you.
As far as truck traffic, most of the truck traffic is coming from the south coming into town. Those truckers don't want to try and climb that hill from down there on the flat where they're stationed from. You know, they'd rather cut across and go up the main highway where you got a slow lane to get progressed. The other thing, we got several of us have concerns about snow plows. Where are they going to turn around at? You going to use one of our neighbors' driveways? School buses come through there. The mail comes that way. You cut all that off, it's just going to disrupt everything. Anyway.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Danny Bradley, live on 12451 55th Street. We use Madison Avenue coming home probably 80% of the time just because of the safety issue. We don't have a turning lane on Highway 63. either people coming from the south turning onto Madison or people coming from the north turning onto 55th Street. So you have to stop, like Christie said, right on the highway. You got traffic coming behind you. The slow lane, you've had your turn signal on to get out of. People don't realize that you still got your turn signal on and you're stopped to turn left. So it's definitely a safety issue without a turning lane. And I don't see the state putting one in very soon. So that's the issue.
Thank you. Next.
I'm Debbie Courtney, and my husband Tom and I live at 6178 Madison Avenue, and we have for the last 24 years. Prior to that, we lived in town on a closed street. Problem there was being on a closed street, not a through street. There was never sand put down or icy conditions. The streets were very seldom plowed during the winter. And looking back at this past winter, we really appreciated the fact when we had 2 big snowfalls within 2 weeks, the highway was plowed in a reasonable time. Another point is when you live on a closed street, you're more secluded, you're more isolated. It kind of opens you up possibly to vandalism. And the way vandals are today, they're much more brazen, and cameras and motion lights is not a deterrent for them. It just makes it more easy for them to come in and then get away. We're not the only people that live on Madison Avenue that use the Madison Highway. I see the rural fire department goes up our hill when they're going to an emergency. It's nice. Occasionally we see Wapello County sheriffs going up on the street, and it kind of makes us feel better because, well, maybe they're keeping an eye out there for us. And as far as the trucks, yes, the trucks go up and down. It's usually from the 2 trucking firms that are on Madison Avenue, but I have yet to see one go 60 miles an hour on that highway. And I just wish we could repair it like you did on Madison farther down when we had the truck traffic or all the traffic rerouted because of the construction on Highway 63. That seemed to hold up pretty good. It's wider and it's not chipping off at the sides. So I'd appreciate it if we could take that into consideration.
Yep.
Thank you.
And I did put your email in also.
Thank you.
You sent. Ron?
I'm Ron Harness. I live at 6082 Madison Avenue. And to begin, I will, with the knowledge of 55th now being thrown in here, I can't admit that they have an issue, but I don't believe anybody on 55th has to deal with semi-traffic going by their house. So primarily, I've watched the highway literally disintegrate from both edges. It's going to need an overlay. The amount and speed of those trucks is beyond sometimes 60 miles an hour. I've literally been there standing next to the road to go out and get my mail. So whether they come up or down the road, they're going out to fuel at BP. I respect all that, but all that truck traffic was diverted during the building of the bridge, and there was no issues. As for rural fire, they can come right out, or they can go down to Mary and go out the highway. Does not really limit any of their time because they're running lights and sirens. Same for the sheriff's department. There's a necessary need. But like I said, I'm not a politician. I'm just seeing that it's a win-win for the county if you do shut it off. If you do an overlay, it's probably going to last a good 15 years with the minimum amount of traffic on it that won't be oversized or multi-axle. So I am for it. So that's it.
Thank you.
I do have a written statement from my neighbors. I was gonna read it, but I don't have to. My name is Ben Canny. I'm a school teacher here in town, and I live at 5675 Madison Avenue. I'm writing to formally submit agreements regarding to the proposed closure of the intersection at Madison Avenue and State Highway 63. This closure poses several significant concerns for my family and our community, and I would like to outline them in detail. Firstly, the closure of this intersection would result in a substantial increase in our daily travel distance. Specifically, we will need to drive an additional 9 miles every day just to take our kids to and from school every day. I did the math, and at today's gas prices, that's going to be over $300 a year. And that doesn't account for the extra hour a week of commute or the extra wear and tear on our vehicles. The additional distance does also not consider any of the other regular trips south to Davis County that we make, which compounds the inconvenience and the expense. Additionally, this closure of the intersection could negatively impact our property value because now our house is at the end of a dead-end road that does not offer any extra privacy because the highway is in our backyard. This could lower my property value, could deter potential buyers in the future. It is also important to highlight that the closing of the intersection will not address the existing road repairs that need to be fixed either way. Closing the intersection isn't going to fix the roads. It is likely that the closure will deprioritize, as everyone else has said, are we going to get as much snow plows? Are we going to get as much salt and sand that everybody else gets if they close the road? But the most critical concern that I have is the impact on emergency services. I did some driving today, and it is 77% faster to get to my house taking the highway from Riverside Avenue or Riverside Restaurant than to take Madison Avenue. It is also faster to get to Highway 63 for rural fire than it is, I did the math and did the driving today, than it is to take Mary Street to the highway. This could potentially affect people's lives. In light of these points, I respectfully request that the county supervisors reconsider this decision to close the intersection. The negative impacts on our daily lives, property value, road maintenance, and emergency response times are too significant to overlook. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I would also like to counter that it would not be terribly expensive to put a 20-ton limit on the road and put a sign up.
Weight limit on that road already.
Well, I'll just speak to that after. Is there anyone else that'd like to comment?
Hi, I'm John Tricano. I live at 6061 Madison Avenue. I am in favor of closing the road, and I have several reasons for that. Myself, my son, my wife, we're all runners, and running on that road is quite a hazard. The traffic does fly through that road. They treat it as a highway when it's really not structured to be a highway. It's very narrow. If you drive on that road and compare it to many of the roads that you drive in town, it's narrower than those roads that people would drive 30 or 35. So the structure of that road makes it very dangerous for pedestrians to be on. When the road was closed, you could see people out walking on that road. So the health of the people that are on that road, when it is closed, I would argue is improved. And that would include my son, it would include myself, it would include my wife. So essentially, by closing that corridor, it would change the road to be more of a residential road rather than a de facto highway, which is really how people treat it. There's a tremendous amount of traffic through that area. And if you look at most residential areas, you don't see that kind of traffic and certainly don't see it at that speed. We lost, I'd say probably half a dozen different animals as a result of the speed of and frequency of traffic through that area. And so there's a lot of reasons why there would be a value in changing that road into be more of a residential road rather than a de facto highway.
Very good. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Herb Greenfield. I live at 5622 Madison Avenue. That'd be the very last house on the road if it was closed. If you're ever out that direction, and see the traffic coming up and down Highway 63 there, you would be surprised how fast they are actually going. If you're setting in a turn lane, which is not a turn lane, it's the fast lane of the highway to turn on to 55th. You're sitting there and you see somebody coming behind you. Are they going to stop? And over the last so many odd years, we know how this has gone with the things where people have had to stop on the road, just with south of us. It's not gone very good. And I just don't think it would be a very wise decision at all. I think it'll eventually come back to bite you. And also, when the road was barricaded, being that we were the last house, they had the barricades, and it would be a different set of barricades, but people would get out, move the barricades, and drive through. After they quit doing that, let's drive through the ditch. So I put corner posts in the ditch so they couldn't drive that. I ended up putting steel posts in the ditch. So let's drive up on the bank. And it's just one of those things. And people say, well, that's not your ditch. It's a state's ditch, but everybody mows their ditches to kind of keep everything looking nice. That's kind of a selfish point on my point, but the safety thing is the main deal. It's just not a good decision. Thank you.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
Got one coming.
My name's John Scholes. We own 5653 South Madison. I don't live there. I rent the house. We're also in the process of buying a storage unit complex more north of there. So that if they shut it off, it's going to cause not as much traffic to go by there. Is there any way of slowing the traffic down? Is there any way of trying to cure the problems that they have? That's my guess. I talked to 5 different real estate agents to see what that, in their opinion, what that would do to the houses, what they're worth. And they're claiming 4 out of the 5 said the same thing. It would lower, the farther you got out, the more that it would lower what the house was worth. And that's it for me.
Thanks, John.
Thanks, John.
Anybody else?
Hi, I'm Connie Harness. I live at 6086 Madison. I guess more than not, I would prefer that if it could be shut down as a through road, I would like that. I think there's been good and bad, and they're probably equally weighed, the pro and the con today. My reasons for feeling the idea of closing it down, I live closer to the top of the hill where they're coming around a curve to come down. And the truckers, I don't think Hyatt uses it near as much, if any. The trucking company on the opposite side of Hyatt, because their trucks are very distinctive, you can't miss them color-wise. And they flow up and down the hill, not just equal or just one way, they flow both ways. And they flow very rapidly down and up the hill. I like to be outdoors a lot, and I'm outdoors a lot with my dogs. And so I'm pretty aware of them. And believe me, they rumble when they go by. In my house, I can feel it. The blacktop in front of my house is chipping away. Some areas it gets to be yay deep, and then some it even grows deeper as it just chips away and chips further out into the roadway. Most of that I would think is probably from these trucks that barrel up and down the road. If nothing else can be done, and if it's decided not to close it down, which it could go either way, I would just simply say, could somebody please talk to the trucking company and tell them that it would be a really good idea for everybody involved if they would slow their trucks down. I mean, I think it's like a 45-mile roadway out there. They at least are going over 60 I have a little timer thing and I've even gone out and stood and just did the mileage on them. There is no real respect for the fact that we are basically a residential area. I mean, those people who live at the very top and going over, I certainly respect what they're saying and it makes good sense. But I mean, we're looking at everybody involved here, so it's kind of nice if they also understand why other people going down the hill are a little bit concerned about what is going on and have thought about closing it. So the roadway, the speed, it's bad when you're down there and you're getting your mail and you have one of those semis come rolling down that hill. They don't get over. It's almost like they're vindictive. You almost can feel that they're not going to, you almost stand on the other side of your mailbox and down the hill because believe me, it's like they really would love to knock you over if they could and send you flying. You can feel it. They're so disrespectful for the personality of where we all live out there. It is a wonderful area to live in, period. But they are certainly making it very discomfortable in many ways. And I guess that's basically what I have to say, except I have one more. It's kind of a question, sort of. I had no idea that several children have been killed out there by our area. This is news to me. If anybody has follow up on it, I would like to hear the number of children that has been killed out in our area, on our highway that was mentioned earlier. This troubles me deeply. So if anybody has definite knowledge and things of that, I would really like to know.
Yeah, it's been quite a few years ago.
Which if it's, I mean, all life, of course, we say is definitely wonderful, but the thing is that those kind of accidents, God forbid, that they happen anywhere and everywhere, and it's just the heartbreak of sometimes life. But anyways, if certain numbers or certain words are going to be used suggesting that there's a large number, I think then we really do need to have a more specific number, because I think the number is important when you're using specific terms like several. That gives the impression that maybe 15 young people have been slaughtered on that hill. I mean, it's not it gives a very, very wrong impression.
I agree. Thank you, Connie. Anybody else?
You asked me for the traffic count on that. The 2022 Iowa DOT traffic count has an average annual daily traffic of 920 vehicles.
920 vehicles a day.
Correct.
Is there a weight limit already on the road, Jeff?
Just your normal 80,000 pound.
8,000?
80,000.
80,000?
Unless you get with the new documents from the governor, I believe they upped that to 92,000 for special haul vehicles. I'm not exactly all 100% up on that one, but I know they increased it over something for some things and something else.
Was that part of the forestry thing? Perhaps?
It was part of their forestry, and then it just went to all vehicles.
And Jeff, do you know if that speed limit is 45 all the way?
I believe it is 55.
It's 45 on the bottom.
It's 45.
Okay, sorry. Sorry.
Okay, thank you.
Propose they lower the speed limit and or adding speed bumps in front of people's houses if they want traffic slowed down. But I think it'd be a lot easier just to put a 20,000 pound limit on the road.
So,
We are looking.
Follow
asked-
up on that.
Yeah, we asked Jeff to look into some things, repairing and
yep. So in our 2020 or 25 5-year construction plan, we do have slated a project to do an overlay all the way from city limits all the way south to 63, including some lane widening and some rehabilitation out there to the tune of just estimated this morning of $1.85 million for 1.6 miles. Madison Avenue, all of it from city limits south to 63 is classified as a farm to market road. If you approve the closure Madison Avenue from River Road South to 63 will no longer qualify as farm to market, and we will not be able to spend farm to market money on that. Of that 1.85 million, I've estimated 1.5 million of that is to go from River Road South using farm to market money. The county will have to pick up that amount through its local budget if they wish to improve that section of road. I am recommending that we do not close it today. I recommend looking at it a 90-day embargo and then just re-upping that embargo every day until it gets set. I would set that limit at either 10,000 or 20,000 pounds. It does not limit any trucks under that weight, even if they are, most likely if they are empty. Anything under that weight is allowed to travel that road.
So that was gonna be my question. I know the embargo can only stay on for 90 days,
Yes,
but then you can re-up the embargo.
you can re-up the embargo, but you have to do that on that 90-day mark.
Does that hurt us in any farm to market?
It does not,
Okay,
because it is a temporary embargo.
gotcha.
Also, when looking at this, we could look at more different engineering practices to cause more friction for truckers. I know truckers are the primary concern, but also it would limit personal vehicles to such as a roundabout of some sort to make people think to go the other direction. It is a practice. It's not necessarily, it's not set in stone. There are other things that can be done at this time, but that's not, we can look at that then, just not today.
Are we able to alternate the speed limit with enough residents?
You can set the speed limit, yes. However, I would caution highly against that. You should have an engineering study done on that. Most likely that engineering study will come in to be set at 55. Because it is on that engineering study, it recommends setting the speed limit at the 85th percentile of the speeds people are traveling. And I do expect that people are traveling fast. Sorry. An engineering study does need to be done in accordance with the manual traffic control, the code book. The traffic control, the speed limit shall be set at the 85th percentile of the speed of people are traveling. People are speeding on it. That's going to force that recommendation to go up. So most likely be set at 55, not to be set slower.
Can I interject one thing real quick? On at least 2 occasions in the last year and a half, I have been sitting in my house and I've heard a contentious noise, and I've gone out and I've found public people in their civilian cars that have blown out their passenger side tires because they dropped off the pavement into raunchous caverns. So the first thing is, kids, first thing out of their mouths, I'm not drinking and I'm just heading home from work. But the whole gist of it is, it's as dangerous as heck out there when you don't fill in crevices created by the water flow. And that is a lot of the time. I mean, you guys have come out and done a real good job, and we get one big storm and it's right back where it was.
Yep.
So
that's one of the things we are looking to address when we come out to widen out the road, do paved shoulders to get rid of the granular shoulders.
Are you with the DOT?
I am with this county. It is.
DOT's side, your plan, they're gonna close that intersection off anyway. Of course, it's been said for the last 10 years.
Looking at the video for the Highway 63 corridor study that they are requesting input on. And I would highly suggest everybody here put their input into the Iowa DOT to get left turn lanes put at that intersection. They will not do it unless you guys complain about it.
Is there a place where we can look at?
Yep, they have it online. I believe I posted it on our county secondary road Facebook page, also a link to it.
Excuse me.
In addition,
Are you suggesting though that they raised the speed limit to 55 from 45?
He's not. He's not. What he's saying is, in accordance with the law, what we have to follow on the speed limits, it would be required to do a DOT study. The DOT study would analyze the speed at which people are traveling right now. And I think you would probably agree that they're going over 55 mile an hour. So it'd be in the 85th percentile of the speed that they're traveling now. So in that aspect, the DOT would say that needs to be a 55 mile an hour zone.
and that is just an,
If it's 45 now, and if they're speeding way over 60 now.
Understand, but it's not doing anything to help you raise it to 55.
and it is only a recommendation that what the study will show is that it should be raised, not that they have to raise it. I don't think it's not going to say it's not going to require you to raise it. It's just, I don't believe that it's going to show what you guys want it to show.
Can I ask an additional question?
Sure. Sorry, this is.
No,
I
go
should
ahead.
say this,
I'd rather have the discussion.
So,
That's all right with you guys.
Nope,
you had
absolutely.
mentioned that there would be a certain amount of money allocated to widening the road. Potentially. What is the likelihood of that? 50%? 80%? What's the likelihood that the money would actually be allocated to widen?
Well, right now it's in our 26th FY 26. So project letting would be end of July, after July of 25, before July of 26 is when the letting would happen. Currently in the plan. With the current county budget, it would be up to the supervisors at that time because our 5-year plan is a living document. It's constantly in motion to when that project would actually fall in. Now, with the current budget, I'm not sure what the supervisors are going to be looking at that time. It's just when that is scheduled.
If they close the road, we're gonna be close to that money.
Yes, you would not be able to dip into the farm to market account. The supervisors then would be, if the project were to happen, they would have to dip into basically property taxes and road use taxes. And that just basically pays for our minimal, our road rock, our salaries and our equipment to keep them operating.
And based on the budget that they just passed, that money would be, what, 80% of our annual budget just to fix our road?
No.
No, this was
No.
just.
No, this was just an amendment.
Can I ask a question? Okay, DOT paid for your 2-foot widening from River Road to the city limits and in Marysville.
Yes, they did.
Number of mailboxes located between city limits and River Road is maybe 1. 2, maybe if you go with the guy that's got the storage units. So I guess what my question is, if you're gonna extend and add to a 2-foot on each side, it's even gonna be worse with your mailboxes. You're gonna put them up. Because right now
That is not what we are proposing is to eliminate the granular shoulder and pave it. So your white line would actually be 3 foot in on the pavement. So you wouldn't have, just like how the DOT, they put the white line back on the edge of the concrete. That is a paved shoulder. It's not to be driven on. However, people drive on it. I am one of them because I don't like to crowd that yellow line.
So it wouldn't widen the lanes, it would just pave the shoulder that's already there.
Exactly. So we're not looking at widening everything. We're not looking at changing really locations. You wouldn't have that edge drop off of all the water coming down, washing out the granular shoulder.
still comes back to semis coming down while you're trying to get your mail. If you drive up to it and try to get from your vehicle.
Yes.
Got a truck coming downhill and you may have one coming uphill.
Ye-
So
I have paved a road and I have two neighbors talk to me. One was very thankful that we paved the road. The other one was mad that we got rid of the potholes that slowed everybody down. They lived across the street from each other, so. So yes, paving it then would most likely encourage people to go that way unless some engineering practices go in to cause traffic friction that would deter people from going that direction.
I know the number of people that come in town from the south, going to John Deere, for example, they'll come off a maintained highway and turn onto Madison Avenue. You guys do a good job, but between your hits, get pretty messy. And I've watched people slide and slip down the hill rather than stay on a maintained, state highway. So I guess it's a give a little of everything. You got semis coming down here in the same kind of weather, and you got the people that decide that they want to take a shortcut, and then a number of them have ended up in the ditch in front of my house or across the highway. So
The snowstorms we had this year, county was out there faster than what the city was.
I have not
they
said
were on
anything
Highway
against
63.
the speed that county applies.
Oh, they did a good job out there.
So I believe my 2 minutes is up.
Thank you.
Just said.
Does anyone have any other questions?
Nope.
That we-
He read his paper.
Okay.
Well, then
Is, is there any other public comment? Tom?
Speed limit was 35 mph on it for a while, and then they raised it from 35 to 45. That's when Jerry Parker was in there. But his claim was that some people couldn't make the hill, their motors didn't run good enough, so they had to make a run. So they raised it back up to 45. But when they got done blacktopping it, it was 35 mph. And it worked for a few weeks that way.
I just have a question. The embargo proposed, 20,000 pound or 10,000 pound embargo, that could be re-upped indefinitely, or
I believe so. I haven't gone through an embargo yet, but I do believe it can be re-upped but it does have to get re-upped.
Is that an action of the Board of Supervisors to re-up that?
Yes, I'd have to look into it to see if we have to actually have a public hearing or just do that.
Okay.
I mean, I'll set an alarm and
How
call
many
you.
times can that be done?
I have a question. You guys have to have 3 public hearings?
No.
No. This is one.
What's the most truck traffic? Is it from the two down the road? Or
It's
John?
from Height and from East Lake,
I think both of them.
but it's both of them probably. I've got a buddy that works in Height, I can ask him.
Cause that's also been brought up that we charge them enormous fines for videoing them. We could set up cameras catching them on the road and
Well,
Track-
would that be part of the embargo?
That would be in part of embargo.
We wouldn't be able to do that without it though, right? We can't just tell the truck companies you can't drive on our road.
correct.
Just like a speed limit, an embargo has to be enforced. They're only good if they are. I'm not so certain that we have the
Manpower to enforce it.
enforce.
Any other public comments? I'll entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
Motion to close.
Second?
Those in favor?
Aye.
Resolution number 25, 2024 to vacate a county road, Madison Avenue. What is the pleasure of the board? I'm gonna say that I'm not comfortable closing it today.
I make a motion. I don't want to close it this time till we do further studies to see if it's necessary.
Could we also add to ask paramedics, sheriffs, police, fire, what their opinions are? In part of your due
Sure.
diligence? Thank you.
I already talked to the mail carriers, they said no problem.
I'm not worried about the mail carriers, I'm worried about somebody getting to my house sometime to save my life.
I also worry about the mail carrier though, because they are pulling in, putting mail in our mailboxes. And when the semis come roaring up and down.
Folks, you can argue afterwards. Yes, so the motion is to vacate it. The motion's to vacate it. So if you don't want to vacate it, you vote no, correct, Kelly? So we have a,
My motion is not to vacate it.
but it's, the resolution is to
resolution.
vacate it. So you'd have to move the resolution, second the resolution, and then vote it down. Is the legality. So. Did you make, okay, so you need to make a motion to vacate county road.
Motion to vacate it.
All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
No,
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 no, I'm not.
no.
Okay, I'm not in favor.
Okay. All those opposed?
Aye.
Aye. You're welcome.
That seems all backwards.
It is sometimes. So currently at this time, the road will stay open. We'll continue to work on different things we can do as far as widening. I'm interested in other engineering feats that can be done. I think an embargo is absolutely in order. So if we could get that soon, that'd be appreciated. I think everyone would be in favor of that.
I think so. I want to be careful though, because we want to allow school buses and some of those kinds of things to be on the road. I'm thinking 20,000 or 20 ton might be appropriate, but let's research that.
And the legality of extending the embargo, everything else with that. To be honest with you, I was under the understanding that after 90 days it had to come off, but if you could get clarification for that for us. Thank you. Thank you all for your time tonight. Number 5, set date for special election for local option sales tax,
Yeah, the date.
September 10th.
I'll move to approve September 10th.
Second.
Kelly, what is our next step? So we set the date. Do we have to present to the city council for us to be on the ballot? And then we would discuss what we wanted to do, and then we would bring it back, same as the city did, and approve what we decide to do. Right. Perfect.
So for this motion, we're just setting the date. Yes.
Yep. Been moved and seconded, right? Yep. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Number 6, approval agreement for credit card processing through Beacon Geo permits.
This is the, to approve the company, oh, sorry. This is an agreement from the, Geo Permits, credit card processing company that they gave to us to charge us 2.35% or a minimum of $2 per, payment made online through Geo Permits. I believe that's explained in Exhibit A.
And this will allow citizens to do permits through Beacon
Online. Yes.
online. Yep.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Number 7, change order ITC 2 for courthouse window project. Small change order, it looked like, Kelly.
Okay, so when they took out the windows on some of the woodwork around it, they didn't have to finish it out, but then there's portions of it that needs to be finished out, like a piece of trim put on the edge because some of the wood got broke off. So basically, that's what this is for.
Move to approve the change order.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Number 8, transfer $100,000 into the health fund. Pretty standard, kind of what we've been doing.
Move to approve.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Number 9, 24-25 Wapello County, City of Ottumwa Law Enforcement Center budget, maintenance budget. This budget is done between Dawn and the city every year. It's just a standard budget that we approve for law center maintenance.
Glad you spit that out. Motion to approve it.
Second.
Those in favor? Opposed? Number 10, tax suspension under Iowa Code 427.8.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Which one is this? Do you know? The suspension?
Correct. None of those are on here?
No. The abatements?
Yeah,
No.
Here, you stuck around for nothing.
that's correct.
No, these are just suspensions. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Tax suspension under Iowa Code 427.8.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Tax suspension under Iowa Code 427.8.
Motion to approve.
I'll second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Jared Hirschberger, Dusty Fox Wind Project.
We just wanted to come in today because it's been a bit since we checked in with you guys. I do have some reading material for you. May I present this? That is for our Iowa project that we have up and running. It is in Boone and Hamilton counties. It gives you some more, we've talked a lot about the benefits it could have for the county. And I think there's some concrete numbers in there for you to take a look at. And if you guys have any questions, let me know. I just wanted to also update you on the Dusty Fox project itself. We've pretty quickly moved from our goal just several months ago was 10,000 acres, and we're at 16,000 acres now. So this project is very much becoming a reality pretty quick here. And with that being said, we were just kind of curious about if you guys had a timeline for the ordinance process. There it is right there.
Yes. We got lots of it.
Do you guys know when you might take that up to public hearing?
Soon, it slowed us down with the change of county attorney, so.
Okay. We're just, we're definitely wanting to know the rules that we're going to be working under for the project, especially as it's moving along, it's gained a lot of momentum for sure. So I think that's it. Did you guys have any questions for us?
I don't think so.
Anything, Jeff?
I think Jeff's on his way out, isn't he?
Yeah.
It was a learning experience.
Yeah, it's a huge learning experience.
Well, we're here if you guys need anything from us. So we appreciate the time.
Thank you very much. Resolution number 29, 2024, issue funds to Southeast Iowa Link region. What I miss? Yeah, because Link's gone. Mahassey. Combined. So what this does, we had funds left over in the mental health line. Those funds by state code are then dispersed to the mental health agency, the Mahassey, the new mental health agency. So all this is a resolution that directs Lori, makes it okay for Lori to write a check to Mahassey. Gets the money that's just been sitting there with us for the last couple of years into the region.
Motion to approve it.
I'll second.
Any further discussion or questions?
They decided what the structure is gonna look like with this expanded mental health region now, or where are they at with that? What the representation is gonna look like from the various
Sure.
counties?
So I was on a Zoom call that I guess kind of gave an idea of what the changes was. Very standard, most stuff we've already known. We don't even know what the new district, it won't be a region anymore, it'll be a district. So Mahassey will probably go away. Mahassey can bid on the district, be like the physical agent or be the one running the new district. It has to be a nonprofit. As far as representation goes, I believe it'll be 3 elected officials. And I'm not sure if it has to be county officials or just 3 elected officials that could encompass city council person, a mayor, a sheriff, or boards of supervisors. But so I'm not sure if it has to be 3 county supervisors. And again, you're looking at a 20 county region. So elected representation on it will be very minimal. Where right now we have 14 counties in that region and there's 5 supervisors, 5 or 6 of us that sit on that. So we do have a little bit of skin in the game with it. Definitely change on that aspect of it. I mean, it takes local control completely away. So, but yeah, as we get more information to it, and again, it was ISAC that put that on, and they didn't have a lot of answers. Again, I don't know how much of the bill's actually even been completely written yet.
But it sounds like they're kind of trying to mirror what the judicial districts are, right?
100%.
A lot of the
Yep.
same counties
Yep.
that are in the judicial district will be in this one as well.
Yeah, it's the expectation is we'll go in with Johnson County, Iowa City, Powesheik County, and maybe one other county that'll be added into that region. So, yep. Any other questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Number 15, Solutions IBM Maintenance Agreement. Standard agreement.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Any other business to come before the board? Where'd everybody go?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.